Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. See, we are studying the Mundaka Upanishad, no? Mainly this Upanishad was meant for monastics. So there is a monastic flavor in the mantras. So next few mantras which we will be discussing, you will find this, they are telling repeatedly that the importance of monasticism and importance of the kind of life of a monk in order to achieve this knowledge. Thakur used to say, see, for the householder, no, it is important to renounce mentally. Physically, you may not go somewhere. And actually, the physical renunciation hardly matters. You are living in the same world, isn't it? Maybe in a different place, in an ashram. But the mental renunciation is what is the asal thing, is the real thing. So mental renunciation is mandatory for all who are aiming at higher realization. See, this is such an ancient culture, and so much of this culture was, its time, its energy, its very best minds were invested in spiritual knowledge, that they came upon certain striking truths and they made it sort of mandatory for people who are aiming for spiritual knowledge. The first and foremost thing is lifestyle regulation, which I always insist, isn't it? If we are leading a totally haphazard life, absolutely no rules, you will not be able to meditate or do anything of this. After some time, you will lose interest in this. So whenever people say that हमने तो किया लेकिन कुछ नहीं हुआ, this is the reason कुछ नहीं हुआ. Lifestyle regulation is required, a sattvic lifestyle is required, and especially, see, when you are working, you are busy with so many things. But when you are retired, that time we must be able to utilize our time very, very efficiently. This is the real intelligence. So then a lifestyle which is conducive to spiritual growth, this has to be consciously adopted. If this is not there, we will not get much out of it. This is what they mean to say. Mental renunciation means this only. Simply frittering away mental energy, thoughts on unnecessary things. That must completely stop through vivek, through understanding the nature of merely objective or material pleasure, understanding the limitations of the mundane life. Then only we will effectively invest in the higher life. So this mental renunciation is very important for all those who study the Upanishads. Initially I told you about sadhan chatushtay. If you want it to be fruitful, that sadhan chatushtay, mental renunciation, should be there in life. Be where you are, but keep a totally free mind and keep the mind in such a way that all this becomes possible. This is important. Otherwise, no, we will keep studying the mantras, but it won't have any real effect on our lives. So you see now this mantra, we are in the second canto, second chapter, in that the 9th mantra. Hiranmaye pare koshe virajam brahma nishkalam tat shubhram jyotisham jyotistata atma vido viduhu. In the supreme bright sheath is Brahman, free from taints and without parts. See, all this nishkalam and shubhram, it is pure and is the light of lights. It is that which the knowers of the self realize. So, which is this bright sheath? It is the heart center. It is the sheath, the cavity of the heart. So, variously it has been described as the bright sheath, as the lotus of the heart, the cave of the heart. There is an entire vidya describing this called the Hara Vidya. And if you have read some of our hymns, there also this is described. In fact, Hridaya Kamala Madhya is nothing but this, isn't it? So many of our hymns are speaking of this. There is a sacred space in our heart. And in that sacred space, you will find Brahman. That is the heart center. Through meditation, we have to discover what this heart center means. If there is no real meditation, we will not discover it. Meditation, don't think it is mere imagination. It is imagination on something real, so after some time it becomes realization. Instead of imagining all sorts of things, you are imagining the real. So you're coloring your mind with that. See, you just think of Thakur, you become Thakur-like. Isn't this magical? Tell me. This is the power of your mind. So meditation will bring this truth into our lives automatically. Don't think, oh, why should I simply sit and imagine something? You are not simply sitting and imagining. Give time and energy to sadhana and see the magic of it. I will tell you frankly, if there is no sufficient sadhana, you miss the point. This is not intellectual study merely. So, you know, Raja Maharaj, do you read the book Eternal Companion?
Yeah.
Huh?
It's a wonderful book.
Wonderful book. Any of you have not read it? Eternal Companion. Now when you go home, you will order it. It's available online, or you buy it from your local Ramakrishna Math, and please read it. Like Kathamrit, you must read it for some time every day and keep it with you. It is really the Eternal Companion. Again and again, Swami Brahmananda, Raja Maharaj, the first president of the Ramakrishna Math, again and again and again and again, he is insisting on sadhana. Do something for 2 years, he says. And if you don't get anything, then you come and tell me. Take me to task. So do it. Do it and you will know it. So, Eternal Companion, you must keep in your home library. Don't miss it. The most essential books I'm telling you, Kathamrit should be there, Bhagavad Gita should be there, and Eternal Companion should be there. Shivananda Vani also is very good. Turyanuji Maharaj's letters also are very good. These standard books you must keep. Leela Prasang, all that you should keep. The lives of Thakur Ma Swamiji should be there. And Meditation and Spiritual Life. Such a beautiful book. The psychological aspects of spiritual life. Yatishwaranji Maharaj. That must be there. All these books, standard books, you must keep in your home library. When there is time, go deep into it. It will help your sadhana. So you see, this Brahman, pure consciousness, is shining, taintless and partless, pure as the light of lights, ever shining in the bright sheath of your heart center. You will discover it there. And it is this that the knowers of the self realize. So you see, that is the glory of Sanatana Dharma. It's all within, they will tell you. You may worship an image, an idol outside, but you know, there, have you studied that Pran Pratishtha ritual? You're bringing him out from yourself and invoking him in an image. After the puja, you take him back in. It's all inside, they will tell you. So anything happening outside is of secondary importance. What happens within you is of primary importance. So meditate on the divine in your heart. This is the refrain of all these mantras. Now you see the 10th mantra. Na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyuto bhanti kuto yamagnihi tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. This is such a spectacular mantra. It comes in 3 Upanishads, same mantra. It is telling you the source of your very sensation, mentation, perception, cognition. There's only one source. You see, the meaning is, there the sun does not shine, nor the moon, nor the stars, nor do these flashes of lightning shine there. How can this fire do so? Everything shines according as he does it. He does so. By his light, all this shines diversely. Tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. Because there is consciousness ever resplendent in your heart, pure being, Brahman, shining as the Atman in your heart, so your mind becomes a conscious mind. It is borrowed awareness. And then, because your mind becomes a conscious mind, your senses light up from within. They become enlivened. And you perceive objects. And you think, I am perceiving objects, I am enjoying things, aham karta, aham bhokta, I am the doer of things. Actually, what is the source factor? It is the self. So everything is to be attributed to the self. This is the meaning. Na tatra suryo bhati, there the sun does not shine, nor the moon, nor the stars. What to speak of lightning? The self shining, all these shine. You see, it's very meaningful. The self shining, all these are shining on borrowed light. Yes. Difficult for us to think like this, but it's very, very meaningful what they are saying. The implication is very deep. Everything derives its effulgence only from your light, from you, the light. Yes. If a conscious entity was not there, would the sun and the moon and the stars mean anything? Everything is derived from consciousness. Everything shines in your awareness. Yes. So you have all these sci-fi movies, nowadays, only robots are running the world. And they don't have conscious mind, no conscious first-person experience. Where will the world be? This simple thing we don't understand. Who will run the world? There won't be anything called the world if there is no seer of the world. This is the fundamental thing we have to understand. Artificial intelligence is powerless when it comes to consciousness, isn't it? In terms of information, it is above us. But in terms of consciousness, it is nowhere. So then our glory lies in consciousness, that we can produce a conscious mind which knows everything, which feels and experiences the world of objects. Isn't it?
But it's painful consciousness.
It can be painful if it is not trained. See, consciousness itself doesn't have either sorrow or happiness or any duality. Consciousness itself doesn't have. It is illumining the mind which produces the vrittis of pain or happiness, joy, whatever. Okay, it is the source light, as it were, within you. So you see, if we are suffering any form of negativity, sorrow, pain, you must check your mind. Don't check your consciousness. It is ever-present reality that you are. But we are identified with the mind. So somewhere the mind is, the actual cause for sorrow is negative vrittis in the mind. Generated maybe by some object, by some person, something, some karan is there. But the negative vritti is giving you pain. So now you should check it and resolve it. The only thing that the Purusha does, the self does, is it illumines all the content of your mind and makes it a conscious mind. Because we don't see the consciousness, we think we are only the conscious mind. Yes. See, when you click a simple selfie, and now you just imagine you are admiring your selfie. Who is seeing what? Tell me. Who is seeing what? Your mind is seeing your body, isn't it? And who is understanding this, that the mind is seeing your body? Your intellect, your buddhi is telling you, see, I am now watching my body, I'm happy. But the whole thing is happening in your consciousness. That is why I'm telling you, the source of everything is your consciousness. A simple selfie will tell you. But we don't think like this. Because somewhere we have assumed I am only body. That's why here, no mirrors. Today somebody sent me Priya Arora, she sent me a video saying the glory of Pangot ashram is there are no mirrors. You never get to see your body. So that the idea you have of yourself should change. That's the whole purpose. Coming to Vedanta is not so. Somewhere, see, to get even a PhD degree, you have to sacrifice so much. To get Vedanta, you have to sacrifice body consciousness. And this false identity consciousness. If that moves aside a little, you'll see how glorious you really are. How complete within yourself. How happy and blissful. So this will only come when we are not falsely identified. When you are able to use body and mind as instrument, not as identity. So this is the whole point they are trying to make. You see? Tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. It is only by the light of consciousness that everything is shining. Otherwise, nothing has any value. No matter how bright and glittery it is. Yes? Then you go to the 11th mantra. Brahmaivedam amritam purastad brahma paschad brahma dakshinasta cha uttarena adhashrodvam cha prasritam brahmaivedam vishvamidam varishtham iti Mundakopanishadi Dvitiya Mundake Dvitiya Khandaha. All this that is in front is but Brahman, the immortal. Brahman is at the back, as also on the right and the left. It is extended above and below too. This world is nothing but Brahman, the highest. See, the same thing they are telling again and again. What you are calling the world does not exist. Only Brahman exists. Everywhere he alone is shining. All that you see as ornament is nothing but gold. Yes. The thing is, little from name, nama, rupa, you must move aside. Then you will see it is nothing but gold. Otherwise, the ornament becomes all precious. Gold is... See, if you leave out the ornament and try to search for gold, will you find it? No, we are doing it. I leave the world and try to search Brahman. It is equivalent to letting go of the ornament and trying to search for gold. You won't find it, isn't it? So that is what they are telling you. You don't have to do anything. Just change, switch your perception. When you actually do that through a process of meditation or inquiry or whatever you want, whichever is easy to you, then you will see this world verily is Brahman. And there is no God apart from this world. It is his manifestation alone. He alone has become this. So there's a beautiful dialogue in Chandogya Upanishad, Shvetaketu's story. So today's homework for you is story of Shvetaketu. You will watch. It is on Vivek Vani again. Story of Shvetaketu. You put that name and Divyanandaprana you'll have to put, and the video will pop up. Yeah, this story will tell you this. I don't want to go into that there because so many mantras we have to cover. We will finish the text. But yes. The usual illustration given for all these kinds of mantras is the snake rope analogy. Now you know that analogy very well, isn't it? What they are trying to say, you were going home, you suddenly found something glittering and like coiled up on the way, and you thought it is a snake because there was poor light. It was dusk, twilight hour, and you couldn't make out what is there. You assumed it's a snake and you ran away. Then after some time you thought, oh, let me see, and then you maybe removed your mobile torch and put it on that, and you saw it's only a rope which was glistening in the dark. So it appeared like a snake. Now there are no two things, okay, snake and rope. The rope alone is appearing as snake due to poor light. So the world alone, I mean Brahman alone is appearing as the world due to poor buddhi. That's the whole point they are trying to make. We take identities to be very real, so we don't catch this point. Identity is faka, you know. তার মধ্যে কিছুই নেই, but we have assumed that it is absolutely true. The nature of this person is like this, the nature of that person is like this. This is a toxic person, this one hurt me. That after 10 years that person will fully change, but your anger will remain. You take care. That's why labeling, judging, you must get out of this fold. As long as the mind is functioning in dual mode, it will have no peace. Sarakhan eta bhalo ota bhalo nahi, this is right, that is wrong. Your mind will become peaceless. That's why you remember in Thakur's life, he surrendered all duality at the feet of Mother. Ma, ei now tomar dharma, ei now tomar adharma, amai shuddha bhakti da. Ma, ei now tomar pap, ei now tomar punya, amai shuddha bhakti da. You must remove the mind from the dual mode. Otherwise, it won't give you peace and happiness. So in everyday life, we say, oh, don't criticize, don't do negative, leave it. We say all this. Actually speaking, in sadhana, this becomes very, very important. As long as mind is constantly judging right and wrong, good and bad, it will not transcend itself. So somewhere that aloofness must come. And understanding that everybody is facing their own battle, you must forgive and move a little away. See, this world is how, you know, you do your duties there and then you go aloof. Again, you go and do your duties there and you go aloof. If you live like this, you manage to do it. Thakur used to give this example, no, that, see, your mind is like milk. The world is like water. Sattva nahi hotar mudde. There's nothing much. If you pour this milk into water, it will become dilute milk. You can't do anything with that milk. But if you set this milk into curd in solitude and keep it away from the water, and then you churn it with meditation and all that and extract the butter of devotion and knowledge, then that butter will float on the water of the world. It won't get mixed up, it won't get diluted. So devotion and knowledge, how to manufacture this? This is the whole point. Until then, the world is a curse, always disturbing you, negativities, and drawing away your time and energy. See, it is a brief life, 80 years, 100 years, whatever. It's a very small amount of time compared to eternal time, life. So, save your time, save your mind. ওই বাটার করেই তারপরে ছাড়তে হয় ওকে জলের মধ্যে. You must convert the mind, milk of your mind, into butter of devotion and knowledge, and then you release it, it will float on the water, no problem. Thakurer udaharana, it's the ultimate. Very practical. Now you see, this third Mundak we are entering, Canto 1. Here, very nice one analogy, story is there. Yes. Dva suparna sayuja sakhaya samanam vriksham parishasvajate tayoranya pippalam swadavat atya anashnan anyo abhichakashiti. Two birds that are ever associated and have similar names cling to the same tree. Of these, one eats the fruit of divergent tastes and the other looks on without eating. Go to the next mantra also, they are connected, then I'll go into the explanation. Samane vrikshe purusho nimagno anishaya shochati muhyamanaha jushtam yada pashyati anyamisha asya mahimanamiti vitashokaha. On the same tree, the individual soul remains drowned, that is stuck as it were, and so it moans, being worried by its impotence, When it sees thus the other, the adored Lord and his glory, then it becomes liberated from sorrow. So now you have to imagine a few things. See, this analogy is telling us on the same tree there are two birds sitting. One bird is on a lower branch, one is on a higher branch, high up there. Now they are connected. The lower bird is constantly looking up and adoring the higher bird. And what is the higher bird doing? It is not doing anything. It is just sitting and absorbed, as it were, in itself, and luminous and very, very ideal. And the lower bird, what it is doing? It is pecking at the fruits around it. Now it pecks at one fruit. It was very sweet. It's very happy. Then it pecks at another fruit that was very sour. Oh, it's very sad. Then it looks up. Hare, I wish I could be like that. See, he's not doing anything yet blissful in himself. Then again he pecks another fruit. It is bittersweet. Also okay. Then another sour fruit. Again he doesn't like. Again he looks up. Ah, I wish I was like that. So then he goes on hopping from one branch to upward towards that bird. But he keeps on eating the fruit. See, they are giving our illustration only. We are doing this, pecking at the fruits of life. Now sweet fruit, okay, happy, joyful. Now sour fruit, oh, what kind of life? The world is going to dogs. Then you jump up a little. Then you see you see Thakur or Ma, luminous bird sitting up there. I should be like that. I should have been in Samadhi. What I am doing. So you hop up. But again, the fruits are so tempting around you. All of you are laughing. See, we can relate with this, isn't it? The mind is like this, like that lower bird. So again, it pecks this and that and doesn't like it. And then, but we do one extra thing also. At least this bird is not blaming other or that plant or tree for the sour fruits. But we, half the life goes in blaming others and negativities and toxicity, all this. Okay, so all the more morose. And then we look, oh, how wonderful. This is the goal of human life. So again, move up. Now what happens is with this bird, when it goes close to the higher bird, now it has come to almost very close to the higher bird, and he sees he is so absorbed within himself and radiant with knowledge and bliss. When he sees this, he prays, I want to be like this. This is what I want in life. As soon as he prays like this wholeheartedly, just looking at that bird like meditation it has become, he sees immediately he is on the same branch as that bird and there are no two birds. Only one bird is there, his own ideal he was worshipping. He alone is that bird which doesn't need an object to make it happy. He is blissful and content and radiant by himself. And he realizes, I was eating the bittersweet fruits of life until I realized that this is the goal, not eating a better fruit. This is the analogy. Now, the Jivatman and Paramatman, same relationship is there. Jivatman is constantly looking up to the Paramatman to, I should become like you. What is this that I'm doing? And hopping up. Finally, you realize there are no two. Advait is the truth. There is no Dvaita. Brahman alone is manifesting as the Jiva. Brahman alone. When it is wrongly identified with body and mind, it is called a Jiva. You see your Swarup, try to find out what your Astitva is about. You will come to Brahman alone. We don't have a real Astitva at all. That's why Advait Vedanta will say there is only one. It appears as the lower bird. It appears as the Jivatman. And this is the experience it goes through and hops up. Finally, it realizes it is only the higher bird. Only the higher bird is there. Only Brahman is there. There are no two. So when will we realize this? We will realize this when we understand every fruit will have a sour tinge. Every experience of life. You know, what you are calling pleasure and happiness in in this mundane world, a very small portion of the blissful state of pure being. You can't compare the bliss of God with an ice cream. Yes. Anything of this world, it appears mundane. See, in Bhakti Shastras, they say this, that the difference between mundane love and God's love. There's a world of difference. In mundane love, what happens is the object of your love is a human being only. He will be limited. Now you are expecting infinite joy out of a limited object. You will be disappointed. But we don't realize this. After a long, maybe few lifetimes, then we realize this. You cannot expect infinite joy and bliss out of something finite. And then the pran shakti is compromised. Many times our so-called love is nothing but a biological need or an emotional need. So then there is a barter feeling. It is not pure love. So it limits, all this limits love, what is called mundane love, human love. But divine love, the object of love is God. He is already the infinite. So there are no limits. So it is pratikshana vardhamana. Even the viraha is so sweet. The viraha from God also gives bliss. Everything about the path of devotion gives bliss. And there are no limits there, so you really go and touch the unlimited. And here the mundane rasa is only pleasure. But Bhagavad Bhav yields the greatest possible bliss. The rasa is totally different, very, very elevated. It will result in the Ashtasattvic Vikaras. The Pulak, which I told you. So like this, you should be able to discern the two. Otherwise, we will remain caught up in the... See, if the lower bird never made an attempt to hop up, he would never have realized he is only the Paramatman who appeared like so foolish. If we don't hop up, see which is the way to hop up branch after branch? Yoga is the way. Yes, to the realization of Vedant, you must apply solid, what is called yoga bal. Otherwise, you won't get there. Real meditation, piercing self-inquiry, vivek, it's part of vivek, and a real sattvic lifestyle. You're really hopping up day after day, you're going there, and you will yourself understand what that is and what this thing is. There's a world of difference. See, even reading Thakurma Swamiji's life gives such peace in the heart. Anything else gives that kind of peace? Tell me. Yes, well, drinking something good or eating something good, does it give that kind of peace? You cannot compare that bliss with anything. Knowing this, we should aim only to reach the highest branch. The entire ladder of evolution is right within us. This psychophysical system has been so made that it can take you to the highest. But if practice is there, otherwise it won't happen. See, I have known some householders, I will tell you this, just to inspire you. Their life has become such, suppose they got up at 4:30 or 5, morning 2 hours in sadhana. They will sit like a rock. After that, the puja, all that ceremonial thing will happen. Till about 8:39, they are engaged only in this. Evening, they come to the ashram, maybe attend arti, sing some bhajan and go back. But solid sadhana is required in life. I have known people who did Gayatri Purascharan. When they begin, they look in one way. When they have finished, maybe after 1.5 months, Gayatri Purascharan, it's a kind of sadhana where you do Gayatri maybe 1 lakh times a day at the peak. And again, with Purnima and Amavasya, it changes the number. So you do 1.5 months. After that 1.5 months, you see their face. It is lit up. The features only have changed. It's like another person. So I am saying, if there is solid sadhana, you yourself will feel the impact. Do it and you will know it. This is deepening life. When you deepen life, you really get the beauty of life. Not by collecting objects. So all this you must do and know. So this is the implication of all these mantras. So now let's go into the next mantra, third one. Yada pashyate rukma varnam kartaramisham purusham brahma yonim tada vidvan punya pape vidhuya niranjana paramam samyamupaiti. When the seer sees the Purusha, the golden-hued creator, Lord, and the source of the inferior Brahman, here it means Sagun Brahman, then the illumined one completely shakes off both merit and demerit, becomes taintless, and attains absolute equality. See, as you keep getting glimpses, higher and higher glimpses of this Brahman, Brahmavastu, you will see Nirgun is the source of the Sagun aspects. Yes. And as a result, you will start shaking off duality, even attributes. So you actually go forward towards the attributeless, towards that which is beyond the gunas. Even the gunas are a trap, isn't it? The three gunas are a trap, isn't it? Even sattva guna is a trap, very refined trap. Yes, but sattva is required to take your mind to that level and then transcend it. Thakur used to give that example, 3 robbers. Ota koto apt ache. It is such an apt story. The first robber wants to kill the man. The second robber wants to bind him. Exactly, you see, tamas will kill you. Rajas will bind you. But sattva will quietly come back and liberate you and show you the way, but it can't go there, can't take you there. So sattva, first attain the sattvic life, complete sattva. Sattvat sanjayate jnanam. If there is sattva, there will be light, prakash, and the light of knowledge. Then you know, jewelry will not appear more precious than knowledge. Please understand this. In human life, what we actually love depends upon what guna we have. So if there is sattva, there will be tremendous love for knowledge for its own sake, because it is light giving. It is light. You know, even great philosophers and thinkers and scientists have come to this because their philosophy and science was their sadhana. I told you, something you must do intensely. They have also come to this understanding. And if the light of knowledge comes, you'll see there's nothing more precious than that. Isn't it? So sattva means knowledge. Sattva means the right direction you have taken, right, with right effort. Now it's just the unfoldment of the highest knowledge. And you will automatically move away from this dual front. Yeah? Mind constantly busy with, is this right, this is wrong, this is good, this is bad, this is small, that is big, this should go. So you will see a real sadhak is not constantly weighing these things at all. He can never label people. He cannot criticize. He may appear like an idiot to many. You know, for the critics, such people are... Yes, this world, no, it is full of critics, isn't it? So they will think these are impractical people. Somewhere, some rarefied state they remain. But for sadhana, all this is required. If your mind is constantly only weighing things, you will not come to unitary understanding at all. So for some time, let us be fools. Doesn't matter in the eyes of the world. Many of our sadhaks have been like that, you know. Thakur himself was so misunderstood in the temple. So utterly misunderstood. And Sri Ma, who could realize who she was? In Shankaracharya's life, there is that Hasta Malakacharya's story. Very nice. He was one of the very close, yes, disciples of Shankara. And he came to Shankara as a young boy. The father has brought a farmer's son. He has brought the boy, and the father is complaining, so much I spend on him, but he's such an idiot. He can't grasp anything. He can't work. And I don't know what to do with him. You give your Ashirvad on him. And looking at Hastamalaka's face, then Shankara said, you are the idiot. You don't know what this child is. Then he asked him, who are you, my son? And full that Hastamalakacharya stotra. So he fully says in that, he says, I clearly see I am the taintless, effulgent, ever-present reality of Brahman. I am not this body and mind, but because they identify me only with body and mind, I remain silent. I am Brahman alone. Like this, fully it goes. And I see this as clearly as you would know an amalaki in your hand. Hasta amalakavat. So that's why it's the Hasta. Then he was given the name also Hasta Malakacharya. So like this, many have chosen to keep silent rather than engage with the ways of the world. After some time, you see, from time to time, you must withdraw. Doesn't matter if you are misunderstood. What is there? After some time, they only will understand again. But for sadhana, whatever is required, that has to be done. Isn't it? Always I insist on this because I know it very well. You can have intellectual grasp on many things, but for it to seep deep into your mind, solid sadhana is required. And look at the life of any great Mahapurusha, one who has attained this. It will be full of sadhana. They can't but do it. What else will you do when you know? See, if a thief knows gold is hidden in the next room, what will he do? It's like that. So you see, they shake off duality and become taintless. This is important state of mind you should know in sadhana. Don't think we are very clever when we are judging. It is a very, very superficial state of mind. A mind which wants this level of knowledge must free itself of that. You can see around you, the great critics remain that much only. They never grow. They think they are very smart, but they never grow. But those who will shake off this, leave it out of their lives, will grow. Then you see, fourth mantra. Prano heshaya sarva bhuter vibhati vijanan vidvan bhavate nativadi atma krida atma rati kriyava nesha brahma vidam varishthaha. This one is verily the vital force which shines divergently through all beings. Knowing this, the illumined man has no further occasion to go beyond anything in his talk. He disports in the self, delights in the self, and is engrossed in spiritual effort. This one is the chief among the knowers of Brahman. Brahma Vidam Varishtha. So who? Prano Hesha. Understanding the nature of the vital force which shines divergently through all beings. So you must understand this. All sadhana is Shakti sadhana. I said this earlier. What does it mean? You are working. See, when you are trying to control thought, when you are trying to refine emotion, when you are trying to do bhakti, when you are trying to do self-inquiry, you are all that you are doing, the mechanics is you are handling vital energy in a particular way. So all sadhana, whether it is bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, raja yoga, karma yoga, it is upasana, whether it is Vedic upasana or Shakta upasana or Vaishnava upasana, whatever it is, You are only handling the vital energy within you. All sadhana is Shakti sadhana. If you know how to handle it well, if you make sure it doesn't get caught up in blocks in your system, if you make sure it is smoothly flowing, you will see your mind naturally becomes very clear, very clean, transparent, and it will give you the highest knowledge. It will give you self-knowledge ultimately. But if this pranic energy itself is compromised and not handled properly, somewhere it is, it has become a whirlpool. Somewhere strong knots are there. Hridaya Granthi it is called. Somewhere it is blocked completely because of our intense hatred, anger. These are the things which mishandle your vital energy. And strong passions and over obsession about material things, obsessive ways of thinking, acting, all this will block vital energy. When it is not free flowing, you cannot control your mind. Try as you may. If it is kept moving in a particular direction, smoothly, in a particular way. Now, how do you study this? Again, you can study it through meditation. If you are interested, watch the video all about meditation. How to handle vital energy, how it can take you there. See, this is the primary thing. That's why it is being mentioned here also. Learn to handle it properly. Your system should run in such a way the mind is always clear, pleasant, happy, calm. There is a way of achieving that. So first get rid of all these negativities and find the free flow of prana within you. Naturally, mind will become clear. Then train the mind through self-inquiry meditation. Automatically, you will come to self-knowledge. But if you don't do anything, if there's no sadhana, there will be only conceptual knowledge. It means nothing, I'm telling you. Right? See, if you knew the whole menu of a restaurant but never ate the food, what is the point? This is the idea. Brahman can be felt in your system. It is a felt experience. It is a first person experience. Don't convert it into a third person concept. That is, something is better than nothing, but still sadhana. That's why if you are deeply into this, you will become a glorious sadhak. Some life or the other, we will understand this and dive into it.
Could you explain this word nativadi?
Na ativadi. Ativadi is what one becomes by virtue of mere understanding of the meaning of scriptures, and one who is apt to go beyond all others in his talk. See, ativadi means you are now good at vada. You can confront your opponents only in terms of vada, not in terms of experience. If you have experience, you don't need to confront anybody. Ativadi, see, you can reduce Advaita also into a vada, That's why if Advaita bhav is not there, Advaita can become Advaitvad. Advaita Jnana can be reduced to Advaitvad if Advait bhav is not there. If there is real Advaita Jnana, it will become Advait bhav, which means in your everyday interaction, you are actually seeing one being in the person in front of you. Otherwise, it will become Advaitvad. I am good at expounding Advait, but I don't have first-person experience of it. What is the point of that? I told you, you know everything about the menu. You never ate the meal. You cannot satisfy your hunger that way, isn't it? So take care of this. Ativadi, you will otake eta kore jete hai. You have to overcome that. Na ativadi. Because the very nature of this knowledge is Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. The nature of this knowledge is you become that. Not just you know it as a concept. Now go to the fifth mantra. Satyena labhyastapasa hesha atma samyak jnanena brahmacharyena nityam anta sharire jyotirmayo hi shubhro yam pashyanti yataya kshina doshaha. The bright and pure self within the body that the monks with habitual effort and attenuated blemishes see is attainable verily through truth, concentration, complete knowledge, and continence practiced constantly. See, they are outlining the sadhana. Those who put the effort and are of attenuated blemishes, which means no negative element in them anymore, they attain it through what? Truth. Eta pratham, satya. See, you can know truth only if you are truthful. Because the mind which registers only truth will catch the truth. So even a little bit, if it is going this way and that way, then you must at least pray that let this not affect me. So commitment to truth, then concentration, those who have this complete knowledge, a complete grasp on the subject and able to dive into it. And continence. Brahmacharya is insisted because I told you the vital energy cannot be compromised in spiritual life. If you waste it, you won't come here at all. Yes. Those who live a merely sensual life, they are bala, they are called, in the Upanishads. They will be stupid, they will be selfish, and they will be silly. And with compromised energy, so no real strength in them. Yes. So what can they do? The whole point is this conservation of energy and guiding it towards its fruition, its purpose. That is brahmacharya. So if these are practiced, then self-revelation is possible. Don't think, oh, we are householders, what do we do? In householder life also, see, Thakur Ma came to demonstrate that only. In a householder's life also, sanyam is possible. Isn't it? After a certain, with the birth of one or two children, Thakur used to say, husband and wife should live like brother and sister. So that then you direct your mind to God, to the highest. So there's a scheme for everyone in Sanatana Dharma. Then sixth mantra, Satyameva jayate nanritam satyena pantha vitato devayanaha yena kramat rishayo hyaptakama yatra tat satyasya paramam nidhanam. Truth alone wins and not untruth. By truth is laid the path called Devayan, by which the desireless seers ascend to where exists the supreme treasure attainable through truth. So this Devayan and Pitrayan are two paths described in our scriptures they are paths the soul takes depending on its effort in this life. So Devayan is a path which takes you to the highest. Pitrayan, if you have positive and negative karma, then you go to Pitrayan. Isn't it? The Pitrilok. Pitrilok is not a great place that way. Because you are going there only to exhaust your karmas and then come back to earth. And then, so there is this path of Devayan, which is the path which rishis and tapasvis and these kind of people take, which takes us to the highest. The whole point they are trying to make is, if you have these sanskars, these inclinations, there is a way towards the highest. This is what they are trying to say. By which the desireless seers ascend to where exists the supreme treasure attainable through truth. If you can read the life of Thakur, you will see so many of his devotees actually went through these paths. At the moment of death, Thakur was there for them. You can even read the life of Rasik and so many devotees, even Hazra, all of them, their deaths are described. how Thakur actually came and led them. And even those who were we consider sinners, who did a lot of wrong in their life, even they, how they were saved. So if devotion to God is there, that person will come out of it. In Bhagavad Gita, this is mentioned. You know the story of Kalipada Ghosh? Kalipada Ghosh, very famous person. So he was like Girish. He was like he was a big drinker and always drunk, and the life is very loose like that. So, and he tormented his wife for 12 years. She was a very good woman. In fact, she saved him. And that is another story. But what I want to tell you here is, this Kalipada once enters Sri Ramakrishna's room and heavily drunk. And he, there also in front of Thakur also, he says, "Can I have something to drink?" Then Thakur said that here you will get pure desi wine. And he says, it will keep you intoxicated forever. Then he says, "Is it Vilayati wine?" Actually, this conversation took place. Then Thakur says, "No, it's purely desi. And then he says, "Give me at least a little, please give me." Then Thakur went and touched him. Bas. After that, his entire mind changed and he started weeping like an ecstatic state. First time he tasted the bliss of God consciousness. Then he understood this is a great power here. So one day what happened? He and Thakur were on a boat. See how he extracted Thakur's promise. As soon as they went in the middle of the Ganga, he fell at Thakur's feet and would not let go of those feet and said, see, he knows what will happen to him. He said, "See, when my last hour comes, I will see only darkness, I know that. But in that darkness, you should come and hold me by my right hand. And in your other hand will be a lantern. By that you should show me the way and take me to the highest, because now I am taking refuge in you. This you must do for me." See how intelligent he was. And he didn't leave Thakur's feet at all. And Thakur said, finally Thakur had to say, "Okay, Baba, I will do it." And it actually happened. He died that way, and clearly he showed at that time Thakur had come as he described, like that only, exactly like, isn't it? Take refuge in the holy and urataran koredai. So we have put a nice signboard on our government offices, Satyameva Jayate. It comes from here, Mundaka Upanishad. Nanritam, Satyena Pantha Vitato Devayanaha. So there is only one way to truth, and that is the way of Devayan. That is what they are saying. And so the desireless seers who ascend get the supreme treasure. So the insistence here is on that only. Nishkam mind, which are absolutely desireless, means non-desirous of worldly things. See, when you don't have a sense of identity in body and mind, you cannot covet a worldly object. It is natural, isn't it? If that vivek has come, vairagya will automatically come. But if I think I am a body and mind, I am a person, I will do everything required to build that personality, isn't it? So what constitutes desirelessness is detachment from mere I am the body idea. You can see this for certain, now when you go out into the world, please watch and see this. Stronger the body consciousness, stronger the desire. Stronger the body consciousness, stronger the coveting tendency and exploiting tendency and selfish tendencies. They are called asuras. Yes, that's the definition of asura in our spiritual heritage. Those who are only body conscious, they never see inside, they never try to find the self. It will naturally make the mind like that. When you think you are material, your attraction will be towards material objects. So the goal of life is money, power, name and fame, jewelry, cars, house, more homes, and luxury. So take care of your mind. That's the whole point. The seventh mantra says, Brihadcha tad divyamachintya rupam sukshmacha tad sukshmataram vibhati durat sudure tadihanti kecha pashyastvihaiva nihitam guhayam. This self is great and self-effulgent, and its form is unthinkable. It is subtler than the subtle. It shines diversely. It is, see, vibhati means vividham bhati here. It shines diversely. It is farther away from the far off, and it is near at hand in this body. Among sentient beings, it is perceived as seated in this very body in the cavity of the heart. You see, beautiful description of the self. Even the language of paradox is used in Vedanta. It is very far yet very near. It is right here yet unknown. So it shines diversely means what? It appears to be your mind. You see, because we have a conscious mind, we think that is me, that is the I, that is the Atman. But that is not the Atman. Our buddhi, who can say I am not my buddhi? Most people identify completely with they may not identify with body, but they will identify with their buddhi. So that's what he's saying. It shines diversely in different people according to their understanding. And in sentient beings, it is perceived as seated in this very body, in the cave of the heart. So what is the difference between sentience and insentience? Think and see. See, when you were in school, we were taught living and non-living. Living beings have movement, non-living beings no movement. Living beings, what else was there? Breathe and reproduction, all this. And this is not there in non-living beings. Now, here they use the word sentient and insentient. What is the difference? Tell me. Yes, sentient is that which appears living because there is the shine of consciousness. Yes. And insentient means they exist, but they are not conscious. But plants and animals are still conscious, isn't it? Yes. So sentience, and what is it that gives the light of sentience? Is consciousness. In all other pieces of matter, it is existence. There is existence, but no mind to reflect consciousness, so they appear insentient. Even that is an appearance. You remember in Thakur's life, once he said that if all my realizations are true, then this stone should jump up thrice. And the stone jumped up thrice. There is nothing called insentience actually. Only their consciousness is not manifest. Not that it is not there. It is not manifest because mind is not there. Mind is the instrument which reflects consciousness. They don't have mind. So it appears like it is insentient. So actually speaking, nothing is insentient nor unconscious. Only Brahman exists. Only consciousness exists. It reflects in different degrees in different objects. So in all these, through all these mantras, you can get a sense of pure being, what they are talking of. See, these mantras, I'm telling you, now we are going like this fast forward. You must actually meditate on them. Every single mantra, 3-4 days of intense meditation will reveal the deep meaning. Turiyananji Maharaj, they all used to do this. Not run like this because retreat will end in 7 days. 6th day I have to finish. Not like this. So you can do it at home once you return back. Every mantra is a mantra. See, mantra itself means mananatrayate. You have to do manan on it. Then only it will liberate your mind. They are not called verses, you remember. They are not like stutis or stotras. They are mantras. So they have to be repeatedly, you have to. Don't think now Mundak I finished studying. Next retreat I don't want Mundak. I want Kena Upanishad. Don't think such things. Again and again you must revisit this until the mind gets totally colored by it, convinced by it. And then you see the magic that will unfold. So now we go to the 8th mantra. न चक्षुषा गृह्यते नापि वाचा नान्यैर्देवैस्तपसा कर्मणा वा ज्ञानप्रसादेन विशुद्धसत्त्वं ततस्तु तं पश्यते निष्कलं ध्यायमानः. It is not comprehended through the I, the self, nor through speech, nor through the other senses, nor is it attained through austerity or karma. Since one becomes purified in mind, then through the favorableness of the intellect, then one can see that indivisible self through meditation. See, jnana prasada. This is a very important word. By the favorableness of your buddhi, when it becomes imbued with sattva, utterly pure, it will reveal the self. This is real jnana. This is real knowledge. So this jnana prasad, how to get it? This is the real prasad. The blessing of a clean buddhi is the real prasad, you know. Jnana prasad, if this is there, you will get this knowledge automatically. It will come into your hand. A pure, clean heart. Akabaka nahi. There are no complications there. And absolutely no, it is transparent, clear. Now it will reflect the self perfectly. So your buddhi itself will reveal the self. Pure mind becomes pure buddhi, which becomes pure Atman. Nothing more is required. All this, what austerity, sadhana, tapasya is meant to get that pure buddhi. You must remember this, realization happens in an instant. It is not gradual. Sadhana is gradual. To come to that instant, you require, once somebody asked Raman Maharshi, is realization instantaneous or is it gradual? He said, introversion of mind is gradual, but realization is instantaneous. But you require introversion of mind to have that realization. You understand? This is the way. Even Swamiji used to say this, that in the twinkling of an eye you will know. There is a video called Power of an Insight. You see that video. Homework for today. Power of an Insight. How it is instantaneous knowledge. It's on Vivek Vani. It's a heavy video, you should see it maybe twice. Because you must grasp it. The self can be grasped by the buddhi when it is utterly clear and pure. This is called jnana prasad. So you see, the way of knowledge is the way of liberation. Yes? Nothing higher than knowledge. Please know this. If you want to elevate life, invest in knowledge. All great thinkers, scientists have understood this in their own way. When the Jewish state was created, Israel, that time they chose Einstein, that time he was present. They chose him as the first president of Israel. He said, no. And they said, why? If you are there, it will flourish because the whole world knows you and your contributions. And he said, I'll tell you his exact words. Presidentship will come and presidentship will go, but an equation is forever. I will invest in the equation, in discovering equations for humankind rather than becoming president. Nothing more precious than knowledge. You should know this. It doesn't have limits and it is eternal. Anything else will come and go. Isn't it? Huh? So, how to attain this Jnana Prasad? This is the real knowledge that gives Brahma Vidya. This is the whole point. So, it's a very important mantra. See, let's repeat it. Na chakshusha grihyate napi vacha. Obviously, we have been studying this. Your eyes will never reveal it, nor your speech. Nanyai devais tapasa karmana va. Here, div means your senses. Other senses also will not reveal it. Nor your tapasya, nor your karma. Jnana prasadena vishuddha sattvam. Where vishuddha sattva is there Jnana prasad will come. A luminous intellect. Tatastu tam pashyate nishkalam dhyayamanaha. Thus you know this nishkala being. Thus you know the self through the power of meditation. So meditation, all this falls under sadhana, but the moment of insight which will give you the truth, this is the Jnana Prasada moment. By the grace of your own intellect. See, if you have grace of everybody in your life, so much of dua of all people, of saints and seers and God and parents and everyone, but if you don't have grace of your own mind, then what will work for you? The grace of the intellect means where strong inclination towards all this is there. You have it. This is the real grace of God. Otherwise, would you come here? See, we don't give diluted knowledge. This is a very concentrated place, that way I can tell you. You love to come here. This itself means you have already booked next year's. This itself means grace of God is there. This is the highest grace of God. When He wants to give something little, He will give good job, good, good environment, good, all this He will give, material things. But when He wants to give you real grace, He will give you Jnana Prasad, love for knowledge. Nobody can take that away. It's a strong sanskar. Nobody can take it away from you. If you invest in knowledge, it is forever. Like he said, no? An equation lives forever. So I think time is up. We will finish here and we'll continue tomorrow and finish the whole text. Tomorrow 8 o'clock. Yeah. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.